All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our fourth review for the fourth episode of The Last of Us. This episode is called Please Hold to My Hand. Alright, dudes, and again, spoiler warning if you haven't seen this episode yet for The Last of Us. So now the fourth episode, we're getting to about the halfway point for the first season. I think it's supposed to have 9 episodes, something like that, 8 or 9 episodes for the first season. Last of Us has already been renewed for a second season, so we're going to get to see a second season of it as well, too. Enjoying it so far. I want to say I enjoyed this episode more than episode 3. I don't think it's probably as good as episode 2, which is probably the best episode they've done so far, but it is a good episode. So in this one, what I like most about it is we get to kind of get out there in the world, get to see some different environments in the truck. So we have Ellie and Joel in the truck, and they're kind of driving to look for Tommy, and you get some really cool different, just awesome landscape, environmental shots, environmental scenes in this one. Getting out there to get to see what the Last of Us's world in the U.S. looks like, crossing distance, and getting to see kind of the after the breakdown, after the time skip from the first episode, of just really what the world looks like out there. So they're driving for a good distance. They stop to camp for an evening, and you kind of have the foreshadowing a little bit of the of raiders and the possibility of humans as a threat, which we come back to later on. I don't think we get to see any of the clickers or infected, fungal zombies or infected people in this episode. Really, it's all person to person. Action and everything, as we see about halfway through or so. They end up getting jammed up on the road with a blocked underpass, and so they kind of go up to go around, and they sort of get kind of caught in what I would say is like a raiders trap, and they get into a gunfight. You get some good action scenes going through here. Ellie helps Joel out when he gets into a bad spot by shooting one guy, and you have the introduction of Fedra, a group that they've sort of ran into here on the road, and they end up killing a bunch of the people and ended up kind of getting away. And then we kind of finish off the episode with them sort of being woken up during their sleep, most likely with what actually seems like a couple of younger kids that seem like, to me, they're probably from a different group. Of course, me not having played the video game through, watching it first time for the story. So it's a good episode. Please hold to my hand. It's fun. I like the ending joke where they're kind of sleeping, and diarrhea is hereditary. It runs in your genes, so it's kind of a stupid, funny joke, but I like that to kind of finish off the episode. There's some really cool shots in this one that really remind me, and I'm going to say it, I'm sorry to say it, so apologies ahead of time. Very Walking Dead-esque. You've got somewhere they're kind of driving down, you kind of get an overhead shot. Sort of reminds me of the Rick riding in on horseback shot type of thing from Walking Dead. So you do get to see some some pretty cool shots of them kind of going around. But it's kind of weird in Last of Us whereas you're used to in Walking Dead kind of running into different walkers or roamers in and around when they're sleeping or when they're, just at any different location, even if it's somewhat remote. Often it's very, very frequent to run into different zombies that are just kind of roaming around and stuff, or groups of them. In this episode, we don't really see any of that. And even on their, as they're driving through, we don't really see any sections of infected or anything like that at all. So even though it has things about it that remind me of something like a Walking Dead, definitely the series has its own feel, its environment has its own kind of thing, and right away he brings in the danger when they're camping of actually people being more dangerous than the infected that they run into, or they could run into. More likely to run into a group of raiders and everything. So I like the episode. It's kind of cool to see bonding between Ellie and Joel kind of starting. Scarecrow got an award because he's outstanding. So some funny little pun type of jokes. I enjoyed the episode. We've done the comparisons already a few times between this and Walking Dead, and just kind of what we're used to. And I have to say, this one felt very Walking Dead-esque, but minus the zombies that I, am used to expecting to kind of see. And then getting to see kind of the raider groups instead. So definitely, I like Last of Us. I enjoy it. I think it's a really cool world. The environment of it is probably my favorite thing about it. With HBO, you get huge budgets for the series, so you get to see, they can really give you spectacle. They can give you some really, huge wide-angle shots and really cool stuff, and it looks great. It looks very polished. But I'm not really used to seeing the characters being out in the world for so long and not running into any infected or zombies or what have you. So I enjoyed the episode. I'm going to give it an 8.8 out of 10. I thought it was really good. I really like Joel and Ellie very much. But, again, to compare to Walking Dead, it's just weird to kind of have two forefront characters like a Rick and Carl or a Joel and Ellie. Mentions of Tess, and there's Tommy out there as well too. But having such a limited kind of front roster, having such a limited character roster is a little bit odd. I don't exactly know how that's going to work if they want to do more episodes or get into a second season and everything like that. How far they're going to, will they be adding on, additional? I would think they kind of have to, but it's just such a limited set to start with just the two that, it's kind of relaxing to watch. It's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. I guess I'm just not used to having a series so concentrated around such a few, two characters primarily for its roster. So we'll see how the first season kind of ends up in its second half, which we're getting close to starting here now. And I am enjoying it. I think it's really well done. Definitely the world looks really cool. Different, unique, its own world. It has, scenes here that look like Walking Dead in a lot of ways. But then again, there's no zombies, so it's just like a dystopian type of deal. And so it's good. I liked it. I didn't love it. I just liked it. The last two episodes, 3 and 4, episode 1, I loved the first half. The second half, I was like, it's okay. Episode 2 was great all the way through. Awesome episode. Really cool to see. 3 was okay. And this one, for me, was a little exciting with the gunfight and stuff. But, I kind of feel like they're going to survive. You only have 2 characters anyway, so obviously they're going to make it. And they're going to win one way or another, get out of it somehow. So, but, enjoy the episode. Please hold to my hand. Good stuff continuing through. A fun series to watch. I enjoy it, but I don't think it's amazing. I just enjoy it. It's just pretty good, cool, HBO, awesome, good cast, good couple characters. We'll see if they can expand on it more as we get into more episodes here. Thumbs up below, subscribe at the bottom. That's it for this video, guys. See you again soon for another. As always, it's Trev. Same peace later, guys. See you soon.